What's going on, everybody? True gamers out there, Sega Man back here yet with another video. And before I do my video, I want to give a shout out to a cool YouTuber named Unlimited Productions 1. Check out his channel on YouTube. He does unboxings, he does some game reviews, I believe, and he does some gameplay. So check out Unlimited 1 Productions, guys, on YouTube. Support his channel. He always supports me. You know what I mean? One of the very, very small YouTubers that I am. And to be honest with you, I don't mind staying that way. You know, I'm not out to make any money or do anything like that. I just love doing what I do. You know what I mean? I'm going to keep doing my videos, and I'm going to keep doing what I do no matter what, because it's all about my passion for collecting and for the love of gaming. That's what I do. So I'm a true gamer at heart and a collector, and I'm going to show you pickups, show you systems, and my collections. And one of my collections that I'm going to show you today is for the regular Nintendo. Now, I don't have a whole bunch of regular Nintendo games, okay? But I'm going to show you what I have, and maybe you guys have played these before. You know what I mean? Some of the older OG gamers out there. And I don't know if too much of the newer cats out there, gaming true gamers out there, the true young gamers have played these, but they might have. So we're going to go through my little NES collection, and you guys tell me what you think, you know, in the comment sections below about my NES collection. So let's get started here. Now this game is a very, very awesome game. This is a cool side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, and then there's parts where it's kind of top-down, but it's made by Milton Bradley, and it is a great game. And it is called Binocs. Binocs is a great game for the NES. Now, I've showed this game before, guys, but Binocs is just a great game. They did an awesome job, Milton Bradley, bringing a game to the Nintendo. This is by far one of the best shoot-'em-ups on the Nintendo. And you can get this fairly cheap. I got this at Cash and Culture for, I think it was $7 or $8. But I still love playing this game today. This would be a great game, actually, to bring to the Xbox One X and the newer gen systems that are out there. You know, I would love to see this on there in its original entirety. And if they wanted to update it graphically, you know, it would be cool too, where you can switch in between. So I would love to see more shooters like this to come out for these next-gen systems, and you know, like the Xbox One X and you know, the PlayStations and stuff like that. It would be awesome to have these games on there. You know what I mean? Now, I don't believe it was a licensed own game from Nintendo. It could have been, but I would love to see these kind of games come out, you know, on the systems that we're playing on today. Now, the next one I got here, this actually came out on the Xbox One X and I believe the PlayStation 4, and that is this is the collection. Now, I bought the whole collection because it was cheap. I bought the whole collection, and it is Double Dragon 2. It's another cool game to get if you own an NES. Now, I don't know how much these are today. These might be up a little up there in price. I'm not sure. You know what I mean? But my favorite Double Dragon game will always be Double Dragon 1. Double Dragon 1 will always be my favorite NES game. You know what I mean? I loved playing that in the arcade in the 80s. You know what I mean? It was great to play with a good friend of mine. We'd go in there and spend a few quarters and be in there for hours. You know, that's what it's all about. And can't really do that too much today. But it's not bad. I got this at a flea market for $2. You know what I mean? A long time ago, but it's not a bad game. You know what I mean? Like I said, one will always be near and dear to my heart when it comes to Double Dragon. Now, the next one I got here is now there's a next door neighbor of mine that is a construction worker. Sometimes he does stuff on the side for people, like tearing down houses, and he gets, you know, paid for it. So I told him, I said, hey man, if you go into any of these condemned houses and you find any video game systems or games in there, get them for me and I'll pay you some money for them. And he's like, okay. So I got lucky and he found some stuff. And this next game he found in there was Castlevania 3, Dracula's Curse. In very good condition, I might say, that he found this in an abandoned house as he was tearing it down. So this is one of the games that he found for me, and I'll show you the NES games, other ones in my collection that he got for me too. You'll know what they are. And this game was pretty awesome. You know what I mean? It also came in the collection for the newer systems, like for your Xbox and the PlayStation. And I also bought that, where you get all the, mostly I believe all the Castlevania games in one, you know, in one pile. You know what I mean? It's pretty cool that they bring those out. You know what I mean? And I'm enjoying them on there. But I'd like to also enjoy these on, you know, the original system that it was on, which is the NES. This one here is a little beat up. I think it's called Super Sprint, and I got this for $1. It's in a Tengen case. Can't see the front of it because it's covered with stickers. So, but that's what it looks like. It's kind of ugly, you know what I mean? But you know, it's not a bad racing game for an 8-bit system. It really isn't. It's not bad, but you really can't go wrong for $1. You know what I mean? Now I can't take that sticker stuff off, because if I try, I'm going to just ruin the whole front cover of that. So there's no reason to even do that. You know what I mean? You'll make it worse. You know what I mean? But hey, I can still play the game. That's all that matters. Now this is one of the ones he found in one of the abandoned houses, and this is actually a gem. And I was surprised that he found this game. I used to play this game with my friend. We used to cut school, you know, and we'd wait for his dad to go to work. We'd be in his backyard waiting for his dad to go to work, having a little smoke, you know what I mean? And when he would leave, we made sure he left. He had a Nintendo system. He didn't have a Sega, so we played this game, and it was my first time ever playing it, and he introduced me to it. And this is the gold cartridge of Zelda. This was my friend Nathan at the time. This was his favorite game, and he played it all the time, you know what I mean? And it is an awesome to have this in my collection. Yes, it's a little beat up, because you got to remember, he found these games in these houses, and it works perfectly. You know what I mean? Some of the games he gave me, yes, they were a little dirty, but I cleaned them up with alcohol, and they work just fine. So I'm grateful to have this in my Nintendo collection. So, and Zelda is still very loved today. I think it always will be. Now, put this over here. The next one we got here is Rbi Baseball by Tengen. Now, you know, the sports games, you know, back at the time, they were pretty decent. You know what I mean, for an 8-bit system. And you know, back in those days, you know, everybody, people weren't so worried about, like, really what the game really looked like. They kind of were, if you can understand what I'm saying. But the most part of back then in gaming was being excited for a new game that came out for your favorite system and playing it. You know, and seeing the commercials on it, and then playing it with your family members, or having your friends come over and play them. You know what I mean? That was the best part, you know, of it. And it's not a bad game. And Rbi Baseball, I believe, is actually still being made today. So I picked this up for a whopping $1. So it's not bad. And I always go back to playing some of these games, you know, to bring back some of that nostalgia. You know, that old school nostalgia of these games. Now this next one I got here is by Jellicle. And I got this at a flea market, and it is Pinball Quests. Now I believe this is a sought after pinball game for the NES. But it is called Pinball Quest. And it's a pretty decent pinball game for an 8-bit system. You know, graphics were good for what they could do with it. You know what I mean? And it's not bad at all. You know what I mean? And I only paid at least, I think I paid like $2 for this game. But it's pretty cool. You know, they had some decent pinball games that came out for the regular Nintendo. You know what I mean? But that one by far is probably the best one that came out for the original NES. Now these games here I got, this is called Stealth. This is an airplane game by Activision. I only paid $1 for it. I'm not too much into these, okay? They're not bad games, but I could never really get into these kind of games. The only one I can really get into and play more of is Afterburner on Genesis. But this game isn't real bad, but I kind of lost interest in it after a while. But I only paid like $1 for it, you know, at a flea market, I believe. Now the next one we got here is this is Section Z by Capcom. Now you could play Section Z, I believe, on some of the compilation game discs, I believe, on the original OG Xbox, but I have the original and I paid a couple dollars for it at a flea market. But that is Section Z, and it's a good side-scrolling game, a little bit challenging. The graphics for that time were pretty cool, you know what I mean? But the gameplay's pretty awesome and pretty challenging. It'll always keep you coming back for more, so it's not a bad game. Now the next one here, oh man, I've seen a lot of these, okay, and this game here was $1, and I think it did good because of the name that's on it, and it is okay, it is Top Gun. Top Gun for the NES. You know, this game got people hyped up. You know what I mean? Oh man, it's going to be good and all that. And then when you get it, it's not that great. You know what I mean? It's okay, but it's not that great. It's by Konami, but you know, with Tom Cruise, you know what I mean? I think he could push in getting a NES game to sell. You know what I mean? Because it was in its prime at the time. The movie. You know, I wasn't too much into the movie, you know what I mean? But I got that for a whopping $1, so Top Gun. Now this one here is a game called Hogan's Alley, and you can use the Nintendo gun with it. But I think a lot of people bought this game because there was some kind of, I can't remember what it was. There were certain ones that had them in there, some kind of emulator that were in these. I can't remember the story about these, but people would actually go out everywhere to try to find these and buy them up to see if it was in there. Unfortunately, a lot of people that bought these, people already got to them and got them out, so they were stuck with all these Hogan Alleys. And I mean, I think Gyromite is another one that had the emulator in it, the Gyromite game with the little robot you play with that plays with you on the NES. But that's Hogan's Alley, and it's actually a fun game to play, you know, with the Nintendo gun. So that was a whopping $1. Now this is everybody knows this, so we'll just show this real quick. Super Mario Brothers, the all-time favorite, the all-time classic on the original NES. My friend Sire649 gave this to me, and I still like it today. You know what I mean? So does everybody. It's a great game. You know, this is actually where it didn't start. Actually, there's another game called, I think it's Super Mario Brothers, or the Mario Brothers. I actually have the game on my, I think it's my Atari 7800, and it's totally different from this. I think it's just called Mario Brothers, if I remember correctly, and it's totally different from this. But this, excuse me, took it beyond that. But Nintendo didn't. This didn't start it. There's another one just called Mario Brothers, and I believe that's on my 7800 or my 5200. I can't remember. So I have it. I just can't remember if it was on that one or the other one. Next one we have here, speaking of Mario Brothers, a lot of people hated this one. I have this in my collection, and it is, I think Cyrus gave me this too. This is Super Mario Brothers 2. A lot of people didn't like this game. I I think it's because there was different things you had to do in it, like digging up vegetables and getting points for it. I don't think they found it as fun as Mario 2. Everybody's favorite I heard is Mario Brothers 3, but this is not a bad game to add to your Mario collection. If you're like Mario Brothers, you should own 2, even if you don't like it as much, so you can have a collection of them with 1, 2, and 3. But it's not that bad. It really isn't. You know, you just got to give these games a chance. You know. Now the next one we got here, it's a little beat up in the front. You know, it has a little bit of writing on it, but doesn't hurt playing the game, and that is Gradius by Konami. So not a bad. You know, everybody knows the Gradius games. I like the Gradius games, but sometimes, you know, the power-ups you have to get, you get like where you hit the power-up and you can go faster. You know what I mean? The different kind of power-ups you get in it. I couldn't really get too much into Gradius. I've tried, you know what I mean? But it's not bad, you know. It's not a bad game at all if you're into shoot 'em ups, you know what I mean? And some of the Gradius games are very challenging. Gradius games are very challenging, you know what I mean? But it's not bad, you know what I mean? So I still enjoy it, you know what I mean? So check it out, you know, if you want to get into shoot 'em ups. Now the next one we got here, oh man, I can't remember where I got this. It is, I think it's called Kid Nokia, Radical Ninja. I can't remember too much on this game, guys. The cover's a little beat up. I think I got it at a flea market. I can't remember. And I can't remember the gameplay from this game. I think it's a side-scrolling adventure hack and slash, I think. Or fighting, but it was pretty interesting. But it wasn't that bad of a game. But I kind of enjoyed what I played of it. I need to get back into playing my old school games. You know what I mean? The Xbox One X really takes up a lot of my time. You know what I mean? I try to, when I'm in my game room down here, sometimes I'll put in a game and play it. You know what I mean? But I've been spending a lot of time on the One X, but I need to get back into playing some of these games. Now this is one of the ones that I told you that my next door neighbor found in the abandoned house, and it is called Snake's Revenge. Now I don't really remember this game. If you guys in the comment sections know anything about this game, let me know. Snake's Revenge. I mean, it looks decent. You know what I mean? I didn't get to play this yet. But hopefully it's pretty good. I guess it has to do with Metal Gear. I guess I'm not sure, but I need to check that one out. Another cool shoot 'em up I got from Cash and Culture is called Tiger Hell. Another cool shoot 'em up to have for your NES. Not a bad shooter. Now this one is really good. It's by SNK. And this is called Alpha Mission. It's another one I got from Cash and Culture. Now you can buy the collection, the SNK collection, on your Xbox One X, and this game is in there as one of the games you can play. Now this other one here is by Tecmo, and it's called Star Force. Another cool shmup game for the NES. Not bad. It was pretty cheap. I think it was $4. Now there's another one by Milton Bradley, okay, and this isn't a bad shooter, you know. I guess they wanted to keep going with shooters, and this is called Captain Skyhawk. So I got that at Cash and Culture. So that's another one, another shooter on the NES. And we have one by Taito called Sky Shark, which is not bad either. Pretty good game I got from Cash and Culture. Added that to the collection. You guys know I love my shoot 'em ups, man. So any shoot 'em ups I find, I have to put them on the system. It doesn't matter what system it is. If I find it, I'm getting it. You know what I mean? Because I love shmup games. Now this game was, can't remember where I got this, but it is World Cup Nintendo World Cup and the Super Spike V ball. I can't remember where I got that, but I have that in my collection. Another cool game by Data East. It's pretty good for your NES if you like RoboCop. Got that for the NES, which isn't a bad. It's not a bad game. You know, it's pretty decent. Now this one here is Super Mario Brothers and Duck Hunt Together. Now you can find this anywhere for at least $1 or $2. Any Goodwill, any flea market, which is really cool because you have both games in there, and it's very enjoyable and it's fun. I believe this was a pack-in that you got when you bought an NES. And the last one I have here for the NES is called Rad Racer. One cool racing game that I have for the regular Nintendo. Very fun. I love playing these kind of games. But I picked this up for a couple dollars, I believe, at a flea market. I can't remember, man. You know, some of these I can't remember if I found them at a Goodwill or flea market. Some of them I can, you know what I mean? But that's all I have today, you know, guys. I wanted to show you my total NES collection. This video did go a little long, but I hope you enjoyed what you've seen today. I'm going to keep doing some more videos. I got some more videos coming soon. You know what I mean? But I just love doing this, and I'm not going to stop. You know what I mean? And I just like doing videos on gaming. You know what I mean? Hey, I'm a lone wolf here. You know what I mean? And you know, I'm just going to keep doing what I love. You know what I mean? So you guys stay true out there. You know what I mean? To gaming. You know, and if you ever want to get started as a YouTuber, just go ahead on and do it. Doesn't matter if you like Xbox or Nintendo or PlayStation. Don't be afraid to do a YouTube channel. You know what I mean? But try to keep it positive and don't let nobody sway you into being, you know, toxic, you know, out there in these gaming streets. You know what I mean? So just be positive about what you do. Doesn't matter what you do. If you are a diehard PlayStation fan, be a true PlayStation fan and be happy for your brand. Don't go bashing Xbox or Nintendo. You know what I mean? Same for the other companies. Same for Xbox and Nintendo. You know, it's better to play, and be positive in gaming, no matter what your choice of brand is. You know what I mean? So that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? So I'll be back with another video soon, guys. Peace and love. Xbox for life for me. And I think my next video I'm going to show you the handheld for the regular Nintendo. Or I got to do another video for my Xbox One collection. You know what I mean? I'm going to probably do that one next. We'll see. And hopefully I'll be able to get out here soon. You know, they're taking a good old ass time, you know, opening things up. You know what I mean? So where I can do some more pickup videos and we can get back to basics again, because I really love doing those videos. So take care, guys. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I always appreciate it, and thanks for watching. Even if you don't subscribe and you come across my channel, thanks for watching and taking the time out to see what Sega Man's about, and that's collecting and being a true gamer. Alright? Peace and love.